Hey, what's going on, guys? Michael John here. So if you guys are actually looking to get involved in the business, or you already have, obviously you're here to look at Metatrader 4. Metatrader 4 is just a trading platform that we use in order to input the trades that we get from the experts. Okay. So typically, once you get involved, you're going to download this application. You're going to hit install. Do not download Metatrader 5. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just some of the brokers that you're probably going to use have not migrated over to Metatrader 5. That's the only thing. To me, I myself like Metatrader 5, but if you see by star ratings, obviously more people use Metatrader 4. Okay, next step is once you finish downloading, you're obviously going to open it. Once you open it, you're going to open a demo account. After you open a demo account, you're going to click this here. You're going to enter in any information here. As you can see, I entered in just some random information, and I entered in it's $100,000, but you're gonna play with what pretty much you're gonna invest. For the most part, if it's your first time investing, I tell you put in 3,000 USD, which is pretty much about 4,000 Canadian. Okay. After that, you're gonna hit register. It's gonna open up a new demo account, and then once the demo account's open, you're gonna come to a chart. You're gonna come to something like this. Okay. These here are your currency pairs, but you're going to notice that once you first get it, some of your currency pairs have not shown up. Then what you're going to do, you're going to hit this plus sign here. You're going to add whatever is here. If you go with the broker's demo account, you're going to have a lot more currency pairs here you could choose from, so that when you do get the trade alerts from Kuvera, it's going to be a lot easier to find them and put them in. Typically what I did, I hit this edit mark here and I moved all these into basically their currency pairs. I just try to follow whatever prefix they were, just to keep it a little organized, makes it a little better for me to find it. For those of you who have a little bit more knowledge, you're probably going to want to hit the event so you can see the spreads, you can see the low of the currency pairs for the day and the high for the day. That kind of is just an extra tool to help you gauge where it's going to go if you are a little bit more advanced and you're putting in your own trades. This is your chart. Typically, your chart's not going to look just like this. It's going to look a different color. Probably yours is going to be black and white or have some green outlining. It's going to be typically different. You shouldn't have anything in your history yet. And so we're going to go here. To change your chart color, you're going to go here to charts. You're going to make sure this is on candlestick if it's on anything else, because if you have it online and you go to the chart, you're going to see this. Technically you can make that work, but let's not play any games. You definitely don't want to have it on bar graph, because you're going to see this. This is not too bad. Still, we don't want to play any games. We just want to go right to the candlesticks, which is the proper thing to have. And if you look, bam, it's going to look like that. Why are your colors like that, MJ? Great question. My colors are like that because I went here to colors. I changed everything. Foreground is going to change the pips to the side. The grid is going to change the time separator and frames. Bar up is going to be your bull. Bar down, same thing. Bull candle, bear candle, just make those two the same color. Then you have your line chart, volumes, bid price, asking price, trade level, and your stop levels, right? Technically your bid price and my trade levels, I make them two different colors, but I don't really pay attention to those things anymore, so I just made it the colors they are now. Right now, to input a trade, so let's say you go see the numbers from Kuvera sent you the numbers. Now what you're going to do, you're going to hit, for example, let's say they sent you a USD JPY trade. You're going to hold down, if you have an iPhone, hit trade. Depending on what buy order it is, you're going to place it in. Let's say it's a buy limit. You're going to enter the asking price here. You're going to enter the stop loss. So if it's a sell, probably a stop loss maybe that far, depending on the trader. If they think it's going to be a higher fluctuation, it's probably going to be close to that far. Your take profit is where we're expecting the trade to go. With Donald Trump's impeachment, I actually don't think the U.S. currency is going to drop because I feel like Donald Trump. Anyways, let's not get into politics. But typically, this will get set somewhere over here. If the person scavenger trading or they're just looking for a 40-50 pip movement, let's say you're trading on a standard lot, which is 1.00, which is here up here. Typically, you would have a $10,000 account, and you'd be able to make $10 per trade. However, typically the movement that they're probably going to look at is going to be that way. Then we're going to paste that trade. So once that trade does hit that price, it's going to bring us in, as you see here. Okay. So once it drops down to this mark, we're going to enter the trade. These are trades I was actually showing someone earlier. While you see the two trades are like that, I was just trying to show someone how to do it. This is my account that I use to show people how to get involved. So pretty much that's it. There's nothing in the history because I haven't made anything yet. But typically this is how it works. Your balance is how much money's in your account. Equity is pretty much with these floating numbers, the trades while they're open. This is going to let you know how much you're making, how much you're losing. So right now it looks like I'm down about $75 somewhere around there. Well, 61 bucks. Which is like $75 Canadian. Margin. It's funny, my brain just does a conversion now. Margin is typically how much you're risking, and the free margin is how much you have left to trade, right? So you could input $2,672 and the margin level percentage is right there. So what happens if that free margin goes down to zero? You risk blowing your account. Typically, pretty much your account's blown. It's either you add some more money into the account so you could continue the movement, or the broker is just going to close all the trades to try to recover their money, and therefore resulting in your account being blown, right? So you always want to use proper risk allocations to leave that free margin as wide as possible. And also, Metatrader 4 will not let you put any more trades if you're looking at margining out. And typically, this is how you get your Mt4 setup. Thanks.